Welcome back to Geek Aloud. Today we are looking at, if I can get that microphone out of the way, we are looking at Let's Play for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, released today, probably a little bit early in Australia. We normally get them a bit earlier. Race down the shops and grab the collector's edition, so make sure you check out the unboxing for that one, along with the Pro Controller and the amiibo that came with it. But we'll jump into the game itself. And excuse me for a moment. So we are playing, as I said, Let's Play Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. So about an hour into it, so far I won't spoil any of the opening segments. Have unlocked at this stage, if we hold down there, you can see Ultrahand, which I think was sort of shown a little bit in some of the demos and the preview footage that we saw, and that allows you to pick up things and sort of combine them together to essentially solve puzzles. What we're going to do here is just jump into the shrine. So you remember that, for those familiar with Breath of the Wild, we've got the shrines. Now, I haven't come across any of the dungeons as of yet, but we were promised that there was some more traditional Zelda dungeons, not just the shrines that you got to, with the puzzle elements that you got to sort of work through. So hopefully we can get into them fairly quickly. But this will be the second shrine that we've done, having unlocked that Ultra Hand, and then utilising that to get through your puzzles essentially. And again, I won't spoil any of the actual story itself as to what's going on here. If you're interested, it won't take you too long. As I said, I'm only about an hour or so into it, so. And so that looks like another one of the powers that we've got that was shown up. And so attaching to an equipped item or shield to enhance it, you can undo the fusion, but that will destroy whatever has been attached. So I think we saw in some of the pre-release footage, there was attaching the balloon type thing to a shield. It made the enemies bounce off. So So I'll see how we go with this. We've got fuse there. Duck back out of that, take the rusty claymore. Oh, can't carry any more weapons, so we will jump into, get rid of that, the long stick, drop that, pick up the rusty claymore, and then we will equip that one. So I'd imagine fairly straightforward here would be to fuse the boulder to the claymore. So you can either, as you can see down the bottom, it's either old wooden shield or the rusty claymore that you would fuse it to. So we want to fuse it to the rusty claymore that essentially gives us a boulder. There we go. Now I did talk about unfusing them, but then by doing so it would destroy the boulder, I would suggest. Fire fruit generates heat when struck, cooked correctly. Its heating properties improve blood flow and stimulate muscles to raise attack power in low temperatures. So we'll load up with that. So we go, keep bow drawn, press up and hold, and then select. So we'll see how we go with that. And I imagine this is what this would be. We're going to pick up another set of arrows here, and I'll take a wild guess and say we're attaching the fire fruit to it. Where we're shooting that, I've got no idea. Let's see. Nope. That did not do a thing. Unless it's the wooden there. So if we attach another one of those, wood. No. So I would have thought, up there. There we go. Burn that out of there. That'll drop our chest. So the small key will work our way back to the key, and then in we go. So I'm interested to see with the if they've done the same thing. Let's see if we can't do that. Let's see what impact that has. It has a little bit. Now the other interesting thing to see is as well, because you've in the Breath of the Wild, that was one of the one hit we're down. So it might pay us to stay back from use the fire arrows that we've unlocked there, but certainly I was always a bit cautious using the arrows in the original Breath of the Wild, simply for the fact that especially early game, they were very hard to come by, so you sort of found yourself wanting to retain those as best as you could, because there was some elements that you really needed to hold on to them for, as I said, especially early going in the game. So although it doesn't seem to be this too bad so far, I've managed to pick up about 15 or 20 of them so far, just from sort of wandering around the initial area that you are thrown into. I suppose I'm going to cheese this fella a little bit, because it doesn't look like he's going to either want to come into that bit there, or come any closer to me into that narrow sort of walkway area, so might make it a bit easy for us. And there we go, he is down. We'll climb up here, get some of the fruits there, and then if there's anything on this side. So a couple of weapons there. I'd imagine you'd be able to light those up on fire. I wonder if that will do anything for us. Oh yeah, we might as well do the second one. See if that actually unlocks anything for us. And no. Is the short answer. And again, very similar to Breath of the Wild in terms you can pick up different items to help you along the way. How do we drop to there? So that's, I'll just drop that one. Pick up that one and the new bow, construct a bow. And the wooden stick over there. So again, there is that weapon degradation in the game that carried over from Breath of the Wild. Although I haven't found it to be too bad in the early going. You can normally get through one or two enemies with each of the lower end, you know, the wooden sticks and branches and such that you'd be familiar with from the first game. So certainly there is that degradation there, which, you know, was a bit of a bone of contention, point of contention for the first game. Some people enjoyed it as an aspect of the game, and you had to sort of work through that, and some people just thought it was ridiculous. But I was probably I wouldn't say it was ridiculous, but I just found it somewhat annoying on occasion, because you'd find yourself fighting a group of enemies and you'd run out of weapons, especially early in the game. With the lower end weapons, it didn't have much durability in them. Now we've got the Light of Blessing. So as I said, this is the second shrine that we've been into, but I haven't at this stage come across how we can use those. So it'll be interesting to see whether we can increase or what power that unlocks down the track once we've got a few of those unlocked. And then we're back out. So the first story part is that there was a door that you can't get into. You've got to find 3 shrines to get those, and utilise those to hopefully try and open the door. Zonaite devices. So in terms of these guys, they're the constructs. So you've got those ones that in essence helping you along the way and providing some guidance and some early tutorial through the sections, and then you've got the enemy ones, which, as you can see up here, is that 1 or 2 sitting there? I can't. Let's see if we can't. Again, so again, it's one of those things that you've got that you've got to be mindful that you don't have that unlimited supply of. Ooh, jeez, what's around there? You don't have that limited supply, or unlimited supply, I should say, of arrows, especially early in the game. So create an updraft that's blowing those things up in the sky for some reason. That's rather annoying. So it's a board guster, so whether you can, there we go. And again, you've got the stamina wheel there. Tree branch with an added group, excellent. So what do we got there? We might drop that one. Yeah, as I was saying, so you've got the stamina wheel there that, you know, clearly at some point you're going to be able to upgrade that going forward, I would imagine. Get some fish in there. There we go. And again, that's part of it is you've got the cooking element as well, so finding items within the world. Discovery Pondside Cave, so that's the first discovery thing that I've seen come up. Stick for those lower end ones. So yeah, you can put those on the arrows for a homing beacon, I suppose. Aerodynamic material dropped by defeated keys. Arrows and thrown weapons fly farther with the item attached, so you'll be able to utilise them to your arrows. Now, there we go. So you can use that to destroy the. Frog type thing, chameleon type thing. Did we get him? That time we did. What does that give us? The bubble gem, a strange crystal left by defeated booble frogs. In caves, its ear is going to entice you to collect even more. So again, just interesting to see. In terms of some of the areas that you can explore, and get there, ruby, fuse attack power. Mine from one large order that rubies contain the power of fire and have fetched a high price. Flint. The axe will do us any better with. I'm going to go with no. The only problem is you keep using this, you're going to wear it out. So that's the other thing, you know, with the items that you collect. So, you know, previously a lot of them were just, we don't want to waste it on that. Previously a lot of them were used for cooking in Breath of the Wild, so it'll be interesting to see take root and bloom, radiating a large amount of light from a big flower. So again, another gameplay element. that'll be interesting, as I was saying, interesting to see how it plays out, how it works with those elements as well. So it's much more of the same in terms of the experience with Breath of the Wild. It's just expanded, and I guess some different aspects and different ways of doing it. Because as I was just saying before, you were sort of looking at really cooking was a large part of what you were using a lot of your items for, or the pickups and things when you were exploring the world. But you know, in this game, Tears of the Kingdom, so you've got you can add them to your weaponry. So certainly that gives a different aspect of how you're playing and progressing your way through the world. And it was quite interesting to see. I'd spent a lot of time with Breath of the Wild, just, you know, sort of playing through by myself before you actually go online and have a look at how some others are utilising the world and putting things together, some of the physics-based stuff. So it'll be interesting to see, as I said, some of the building that people can do in terms of, as I said, the Ultrahand, putting things together, how that sort of works. So this looks like almost that section, I guess, from what we saw in the gameplay videos. Oh, actually, there's another shrine up there while I'm looking at it. I've already got that one marked. As to when they put the raft together and then floated across the river, because at this stage, clearly, you know, early on in the game, your stamina wheel is not going to be high enough to be able to swim across that entire section. So if we do this, go back to the Ultrahand, and then we can start. Whoop. Let me take those ones. Go back to the Ultrahand and build ourselves a raft. So it's just a matter of grabbing them and lining them up like that. It'll automatically come up, as you can see there, with attach. I've got a fan there, but that fan may be able to be utilised. So I'm going to get up into that bit, but and so these things you can actually use as almost stepping stones, so they don't fall when you. No, but I will fall. So we can get across these two. Ooh. Almost didn't make that one. If we bring this one a little bit closer to us, there, that'll get us up there. And it's a little bit too low. The only issue is, I suppose, it might end up being, that'll get us up to the cliff. Oh, it's still too low, country. Climb ourselves up there, and then I reckon that will be enough stamina wise for us to get up there. A couple of jumps. Well, this is always the interesting part I found with Breath of the Wild, is that you can... Well, there's a chest down there, so I've gone completely the wrong way. As I said, it was, as I was saying, it's just part of that exploration and moving yourself around the world and exploring and finding out the different aspects of it. And you know, you might be off to do one thing, like we were there crossing the river, and all of a sudden you find yourself somewhere else that just getting dragged off to... That's too far away from me. That's rather annoying, so I'll come back to that at a later stage and we will continue on our way. As I was saying before, this area looks like what they were displaying in some of the videos and showcases in the lead up to the release of the game. So we want to rotate that backwards, attach there, so we've made ourselves a little raft there. Grab this fella, put him in the water. It's roughly pointing in the direction we want to go. Now is the only thing, we're facing completely the wrong direction here, so whether we hit this bounce off and it, no, it just wants to go straight on. So let's see if we can get in the water and push him. Loop, and now I'm somewhere under the water there. I can't find myself to get out, which may cause us a bit of a problem. I think we're going to drown here. Clearly not what we're after there. So I wonder if it, I suppose that's the only problem, is that get a little bit of health back there, is that that raft is now over there and I can't reach it. So I'm going to have to try building another one over here. And hopefully it will send us in the right direction when we do it this time. But I think what the issue is, because you can see, oh, I didn't quite land properly, but what you can do is grab that, unstick it, that one piece that you're holding from whatever you've attached it to, reattach it over that way, and jump into there. So I reckon we might be better off grabbing the whole thing, starting off over here, because you had the current was causing us some issues. We can face it that way. Got him in. Oh, this time we got safe. Let's see how we go with this. If we have it shooting off that way, hopefully the current and the direction that we're in will get us over to the other side, which we're looking a bit better off at this point. If we shut that down, allow it to drift back a little. I imagine there would be a way that you could steer them if you had the right material, or one of those boards maybe. If you hold that up, it might send you in the right direction. Alright, that might be enough to get us to where we need to go and get us out of here. Flint there, so obviously you can make a fire at some point. Arrows always handy. So a bit of a rundown. So I would imagine, if we're talking about elixirs and stuff, it may well be like the first one where you go up into that this mountainous section that you can see already that our next to the map you've got the temperature gauge there, and it's already starting to drop down. Interesting there whether we can. Let's try that out. Where that takes us, though. Oh. And where the rocks drop on us, that was rather annoying. We do have. Korok seeds, so looks like we're going through these. The old Korok seeds, which I didn't mind them in terms of an upgrading pathway in the first one. That was just the amount of them that was rather annoying. But in any event. So we'll see there, that's a bit of a first playthrough of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. We've had a look at one of the shrines, worked our way through that, and then explored a little bit of the open world and some of the mechanics on offer early in the game itself. And make sure that you tune in to this channel on Thursday nights, 8 PM Australian time, for the Gaming Enforcement Agency, where we will discuss the games we have been playing for the week, and I would be suggesting this is going to get a fair run. I'm not sure Troy was getting onto it, and Unky, one of the other, or the two other co-hosts there, but certainly Unky is getting it on release day as well, so we'll have a fair bit to talk about in that respect. We also talk about the news of the week, the upcoming game releases, and then the standoff where we pick the best of gaming and debate and come up with a winner each week. Last night's was with the new Zelda game coming out, we discussed which was the best non green suit version of Link, in essence. So if you missed that, jump on, have a look. If you can't jump on YouTube to find it, certainly it is available on the podcast services of your choice as well. So jump into there, search for Gaming Enforcement Agency. Otherwise, that'll wrap us up for this Let's Play for today. What else can you do with the channel? Like and subscribe, but you'll never miss it.